If you hate QuickTime events, I know who you can blame. Quick setup. You play Dirk the Daring, trying to rescue Daphne the Princess from the dragon Singe, who's in the evil wizard Mordrock's castle. Though, to be honest, she doesn't seem too worried about the whole situation. The castle is full of traps and monsters, and this isn't an action game. It's more of a memory test, really. This game tested your reflexes and your memory with one goal: killing you as many times as possible. Now, dragonslair started in the arcades, and arcades had one goal: draining as many quarters from you as they possibly could. And dragonslair did it with QuickTime events. The whole game is basically a series of rooms, and the controls are very simple. You have a D-pad and you have an action button. When you enter a room, an area will flash yellow telling you which direction you're supposed to go, except when it doesn't. Sometimes you're just supposed to know which way you're supposed to go to avoid whatever hazard is in the room. And you have to press the D-pad in that direction. Or there'll be a monster and you have to press the action button to fight the monster. Press the wrong button, take too long pressing the button, or don't press any buttons and you die, lose a life, and start over. And to be honest, the death scenes are one of the best things about this game. Just seeing Dirk die over and over, looking slightly annoyed and a little disappointed in you, really helps you keep going. And to some degree, there is some memorization. There are certain monsters that you have to fight and certain monsters you have to run from. But also, the rooms are randomized. And not only are the rooms randomized, but sometimes when you encounter a room you've seen before, it'll be flipped, so you have to press the opposite direction. And the action button pretty much never tells you when you're supposed to press it. And just for fun, some rooms have you make a choice about which way you're supposed to go. One way is death, and the other is on to the next room. And that's the gameplay loop. You enter a room, press the right buttons, move on to the next room. And players couldn't get enough. In 1983, arcades were dying out. Dragonslair launches and becomes the #1 arcade game in America. It is widely credited as being the game that saved the arcade industry for a while. The game wasn't just popular, it was a nationwide event. And the secret behind that popularity was that it didn't look like a video game. The guy that animated Dragonslair is Don Bluth, an ex-Disney animator who worked on Titan AE and Fantasia. It was the first game that looked like an animated movie. It raised the bar for what video games could look like. And those animations were kind of a problem because Dragonslair was so popular, every home console developer wanted to port it, but no system could handle the animations. In fact, the game came on a laser disc, which led to some ports that were just Dragonslair in name. The Nintendo ports for the Super Nintendo, Nintendo, and Game Boy were all platformers. It wasn't until later consoles became more powerful that there were actual true to the original ports of Dragonslair. But even with impossible ports and quarter-draining, rage-inducing gameplay, Dragon Age left its legacy. It left a mark on video games forever. The game is iconic. It has spawned sequels and masters and ports that are still going today. And love them or hate them, it also blazed the trail for QuickTime events. Now, personally, I'm not the biggest fan of QuickTime events, but that's more down to how they're used. I think a lot of games today are, action games or first-person shooters, and they just throw in these little QuickTime events at random, and I hate that. But a game that's based entirely around QuickTime events, if that's the gameplay, then that's fine. There's nothing wrong with QuickTime events as a concept. It's just their use. And their use in Dragonslair, though infuriating, is great. It's what the entire game is based around. And yeah, if you know what you're doing, you can beat the game in about 20 minutes. I did not know what I was doing, so it did not take me 20 minutes. And I also lost a lot of time because I had to look up how much it would cost to replace my monitor if I put my fist through it. But Dragon Age is a fun, ridiculous, hectic game. It is a part of video game history. It has a legacy. It is iconic, and absolutely go out and play it. Just try to stay calm. See you next time.